All right, I got to stop there, but I want to end with a final reflection about John Wayne, the Duke. You know, leftists almost never make me angry. The stuff they say on Twitter, the stuff they do, even their Green New Deal attempt to destroy America. I just think it's what we're here for. It's part of the fight. You got to fight, and it's never going to go away. It's always going to be this. This is politics in America, and politics in any free country is always going to come down to two separate sides. But when you pick on John Wayne, you've lost me. You have lost me entirely. This is something that's going around on Twitter to distract people from the Jussie Smollett case. Jussie Smollett, his story is falling apart. He could face jail time. He seems to be getting cut back on the Empire show. And so they want to distract it with an anti-conservative cause. And they picked on John Wayne, a guy who was born, I think, in 1907. He's been dead since the 70s, I think. And they found an old 1971 interview in Playboy magazine in which he said he picked on the film Midnight Cowboy because he said it was about gays and he used a gay slur. He said this stuff about, he was talking about Angela Davis and he was talking about a lot of blacks have a lot of resentment along with their dissent. And he says, and rightfully so, the blacks should be resentful, but we can't all of a sudden get down on our knees and turn everything over to the leadership of the blacks. I believe in white supremacy until the blacks are educated to a point of responsibility. And that's, oh my gosh, the end of, you know, we should go dig him up and drive a stake through his heart. John Wayne was a gift to America. He was one of the greatest of the great American actors in the great days of America. Was he a troubled guy? He was an artist. Being an artist is hard. It's internally hard. I'm here to tell you it is difficult. You bleed inside in ways that other people don't because you have to. All right. I'm not complaining. It's a great life. He had a great life. He did great stuff. One of the most popular. You know, he had opinions to disagree with. He was born in 1907. Live with it. Deal with it. Go suck an egg. You know, I mean, what the hell? There are plenty of people who have opinions you disagree with, plenty of people whose opinions moved into the present are not polite. You know, so what? The thing that bothers me most about this, though, is even the people defending him are talking, what they're trying to do is make him say that he represented the make-believe America that people believe in when they say make America great again. And that's crap. His body of work as an actor is spectacularly complex and rich and deep. And if you don't think so, you've never seen his great films. When he started out, he was in these kind of dime westerns and they're garbage. He knew they were garbage. He wanted to get out, but he was trying to make a living as an actor. He was trying to break into the field. So he had to do all these things. And I'm sure I've seen a couple of them. They're what they used to call odors. You know, they're just like, cowboy and Indian stuff. But when he got with John Ford and when he started to make his great movies, he made movies that were really complex discussions, not just on the West and on America, but on the legend of the West, on the legendary aspects of the West. He made Hondo, which is a wonderful story about how lies are part of civilization. And the reason the Indian culture was ending was because the Apaches couldn't lie. I mean, it's a very complicated idea. It's a 70-minute film. It's a terrific, terrific film. Fort Apache is about the abuse of the Indians in a way. Martinet, Henry Fonda plays a martinet who has no sense of what the Indians are like, where Wayne plays the Indian scout who goes out to talk to them and make peace with them. The Searchers, half of The Searchers is one of the greatest American movies ever made. The other half is kind of a waste of kind of comedy. I don't know even why they put it in there, but Wayne plays an anti-Indian bigot who has plenty of reason to hate the Indians, and he has to, he goes out to take vengeance on them and to take vengeance on a girl who's been kidnapped by them, and it's about his journey, and it's an amazing film about how you live in a time of war, in a time when people are killing each other. His career is a career that's really worthwhile, and one of my favorite films is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Even the name of it, Liberty Valance, is about valance means the reaction that that something has, a special reaction, a unique reaction. Liberty Valance is about the way liberty becomes civilization, the way liberty turns into America, the way the West becomes America. And it's about a bad guy, Liberty Valance, he is the bad guy, played by Lee Marvin, and a lawyer, Jimmy Stewart, who comes to town to bring law to the West, and the old tough guy, John Wayne, who has to defend him. Here is a scene where they start to mock. Jimmy Stewart is playing a lawyer who's working as a waiter in this restaurant, and Lee Marvin trips him and makes him spill the steak on his plate. Here is the scene.
That's my steak, Valance.
You heard him, dude. Pick it up.
No. Pilgrim, hold it. I said you, Valance. You pick it up.
3 against 1, Donovan.
My boy Pompey. The kitchen door.
I'll get it, Liberty.
I said you, Liberty. You pick it up.
What's the matter? Everybody in this country killed crazy? Here! There! There! Now! It's picked up!
There's Jimmy Stewart is the liberal. He doesn't want any violence, but John Wayne knows if there's no violence, he knows that Jimmy Stewart is going to be the slave of liberty, violence for life. And in the corner is the reporter who sits there, who has the famous line. I'm quoting it from memory. I won't get it exactly right. The line is when legend overtakes the facts, print the legend. And that's what the story is about. It's about the legend of the West and the reality of the West and what that means for America. All I'm saying about John Wayne is he's dead. His opinions don't matter anymore. If you don't want to agree with him, disagree with him. If his words make you flutter and you don't feel safe, go hide in the corner. But don't diss one of the great gifts of America to America. Artists are like this. Rodin beat his women, but his statues are brilliant. If this is the way you're going to live your life, you're going to live a very tiny, small life in which you feel like a moral person, which you're not, and your outrage is just carries you away into dishonesty. That kind of anger is the devil's cocaine. By the way, if you want to read a great biography of John Wayne, there's one by Scott Iman. I joked with my wife when I read it that it was so entertaining. I expected one day she was going to just find the book and my shoes because the book would have swallowed me whole. That's how entertaining it was. Rob, we should get Scott on. I've talked to him on Twitter, and I think he would be a great guest to talk about. Anyway, don't pick on John Wayne. There's in the Army, they have what they call John Wayne toilet paper because it's rough and tough and it won't take crap off no one. You're not going to beat him. He's going to be here after you're gone. All right, I'm Andrew Klavan. This is the Andrew Klavan Show. We'll see you again tomorrow.